Gary Gensler is probably going to resign. He was not appointed, okay, by Trump. He was appointed by Biden, and no one seems to like what he's doing, right? The CFTC seems to be a lot more favorable towards crypto. And overall, Gary Gensler was kind of like a Trojan horse. Prior to becoming SEC chair, he seemed like he was really pro-crypto, really for innovation, talking about it during MIT classes. And then somehow, when he became SEC chair, it all changed. He went completely the opposite direction, started suing everyone left and right, and claimed that basically everything out there is a security, including making threats at Ethereum, which was already declared a commodity by the prior SEC chair, but he has given up on that now. I mean, so he is completely bad for crypto. We know that. Completely bad for innovation, especially in the US. It's driving a lot of companies away. It's unfortunate. But the good thing is he is likely to resign. Maybe sooner than later. And maybe he knew this all along. That's why he's been, or the SEC has been letting things go recently, right? Dropping a lawsuit against Ethereum. He may be dropping that lawsuit against Ripple soon. And who else did he lose to? He's just losing things left and right. He dropped a lawsuit against Paxos. Okay, so I mean, like, maybe he knew this all along. He's like, forget it. It's not my responsibility anymore. But he is likely to resign, and that would be an absolutely really, really, really big thing for crypto. And I don't know what's going to happen for the future, who's going to replace him, and whether or not the SEC still maintains control over crypto in the future. We really don't know at this point. Right? And, of course, we got this coming, which I've already highlighted many times, but it makes you wonder, what is Trump going to say at the Bitcoin conference, which is going to come up in less than 2 days away. No, 3 days away, right? But he's not set to talk until Saturday. So, but he might be coming in earlier. I don't know. The Bitcoin conference starts on the 25th. He is set to talk, right? And this is not a normal rally. This is not a normal speech. This is, of course, Bitcoin focused, right? What is he going to announce? Something pretty bullish, something that relates to Bitcoin, of course. So go talk about the miners. Yup, there's something big about mining that I gotta get to. So go talk about bring innovation back to America. Probably. Is he go talk about bringing a new SEC chair? Maybe. But more importantly, this is what everyone's waiting for, and this was already speculated, that he may announce some kind of strategic reserve, okay, for the dollar using Bitcoin. Now that would change the game, guys. That would change the game. That would change the game for the world. If Trump announces something like this, and he's the leading candidate, and it actually happens after his presidency, then the whole world is going to be fighting over Bitcoin. You know how to kind of like how it is with gold, right? Well, back in the day, everything was backed by gold, but countries are hoarding gold. It's like a Cold War, right? Countries hold trillions of dollars worth of gold bars and paper gold, and people are stocking up nonstop, right? Or when I say people, sorry, countries are stocking them nonstop. Imagine if that starts happening with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has a set supply. Okay, you can't just create more out of thin air. It's designed by code to have a set supply, and there's so much left out there. Imagine if countries now like the US and Russia and China and I don't know, UK and India and everyone else out there, Germany and Italy and Spain, Australia. Imagine everyone out there starting to hoard Bitcoin as a reserve. And it becomes like a Cold War kind of thing where everyone is loading up billions and trillions of Bitcoin. Bitcoin will be above $1 million in no time. we're going to see Bitcoin at 10 million, possibly. The way this is going, it's going to be crazy. If he announces something like this, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Bitcoin is going to be above 100,000 if this is announced. So that's the rumor, right? Now, there's a chance, of course, he doesn't say something like this. This is going to extreme, right? To have a strategic reserve somehow backing the US dollar, I mean, that's a dream right now. That is something that Saylor and others have said years ago, and no one ever blinked an eye at it or batted eye at it because it's just so far-fetched. But imagine it's not. Imagine if it's actually reality and there's a good chance of this happening. I mean, forget about it. Forget about it. Bitcoin will pump to the moon if something like this is even talked about. If you want to comment on anything I've said in this video, make sure you head over to the Roundtable. The Roundtable is a new social media platform created for conversations. And best of all, it's spam-free, bot-free, unlike here on YouTube. And you could have conversations with me and others like Altcoin Daily, Scott Melker, Maro Nafal, and many others are joining daily. And you also get rewarded in tokens for doing so. So check out the new Roundtable. Click the link in the description below. So Elon, all of a sudden, put up laser eyes in his profile, right? We know what laser eyes represent. I mean, only the Bitcoiners have been doing this. No one else has really been doing this. So Elon not only put laser eyes in his profile, but people are tracking his jet. And guess where he is right now? He's in Nashville. Right? So is he going to show up at the conference? Is he going to be giving a speech? Right now, the Bitcoin conference guys are being very coy. They're not saying much. So I don't know if they're in talks with him, right? Because I'm in a special group with all the big wigs from the conference people. But they're being very quiet about this. Is this rumor be true? Is he going to come to the conference? We don't know. Right? But I think it's a big coincidence that he just happens to land in Nashville. He puts on big, laser eyes in his profile, right? It would not surprise me he's there because he wants to show support for Trump and or he wants to say something at the Bitcoin conference. And what can he say? Right? Well, the biggest thing people have been waiting for is acceptance of Bitcoin once again, right? Tesla used to accept Bitcoin. Now it doesn't. He's been saying that, well, he did say that he would accept Bitcoin once again once Bitcoin uses 50% of your renewable energy, right, for mining. And that's exactly what's happened. So can he announce something like that again? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Imagine if both him and Trump showed up to the next KC fight, KC48. On the 25th. That would be crazy. We're already I'm already hearing it's going to be the biggest KC fight in history. Karate combat fight and IFC fight. Man, imagine both of them showed up to the fight. I mean, the arena is already going to be jam-packed with 9,000 people. It can only hold 9,000. Can't hold any more. But if these two guys showed up, you have to cut people off at the door. It would be crazy. Not only at the conference, but also at the fight. And hopefully they both go. I mean, yeah, just to throw it out there, it's just nuts. And of course, Michael Saylor, everyone have noticed this laser eyes, right? It's not a coincidence. Nothing is done without purpose, right? So there's definitely something happening. There's something happening. Even if he doesn't say something at the conference, there is something brewing right now, for sure.